Hello, welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. Did you know crime is up in various cities in Orange County from 20 to 50%? Here now to talk about some of the causes and possible solutions, Orange County Supervisor Andrew Do. Welcome.
Hello, Leslie.
Now, crime, property crimes, violent crimes, up very significantly in Orange County. Why?
Started with about 5 years ago when we have AB 109, the realignment. A lot of state prisoners got sent down to be housed here in the local jail. That puts a lot of pressure on local resources, both the sheriff department as well as probation. And a couple of years ago, the state passed Prop 47, which then lowered the level of criminality for a lot of crimes. So many crimes that used to be felonies are now misdemeanors. And so because of that, those offenders are released early out of jail. And sometimes they don't even get booked into jail altogether because they're only charged with misdemeanors.
And because of court mandates over jail overcrowding, more inmates are being released. And they're supposed to be low-level, non-violent criminals who have served their time and have the potential to be rehabilitated. But what do you see happening in reality in that regard?
In reality, we have violent criminals being housed at the local jail. That raises the level of sophistication of the inmates that we house and that we have to supervise locally. And then because, of course, with the overpopulation, then we release people on lighter cases. And so now we have more criminals out on the street. And immediately, starting with about a year ago, we started to see a dramatic increase in property crime. Now we have moved into violent crimes as well. As you mentioned, the state countywide average increase is 23%. In some cities, it rises as much as 50%.
Some of what Prop 47 and AB 109 was supposed to include rehabilitation for the people released from jails, from our prisons. What are we seeing happening?
Right. I think we are engaging in a social experiment that I think is extremely dangerous. The focus now is on the new term of the day is restorative justice, which focuses on prevention and rehabilitation. And you know, this plays to the sympathy of the voters because it sounds like a noble goal, but in fact it drains resource away from enforcement, from our ability to supervise the people that have been convicted, that are criminals and should be overseen now. And so this is a question of where do we channel the limited resources we have. And I think the channeling away from law enforcement is harmful to our community.
Because the officers are overburdened, they arrest people, then they're back on the street. So what really is the point there? What do you see of the solutions?
I think it's up to the legislature to really change the direction that we go in as a state. I think the goal of trying to rehabilitate people and prevent crime is, of course, a noble goal. We should pursue that. But make no mistake, we are in a crisis right now. And statistics bear out that fact. And so when we have a crisis, we deal with the crisis first, and then we deal with the secondary goal later.
Do you see any legislation currently or on the horizon to effectively deal with this?
Not yet. And this is more of an approach from the legislature. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's necessarily rectified by a law. It's more of the funding and the approach that people have in terms of the criminal justice system.
In the meantime, what does the county do about it?
We have allocated more funding to our sheriff's department and also to our probation department, which really is taking the brunt of the supervision of the violent criminals that have been released from state prison.
All right. Orange County Supervisor Andrew Do, thanks for coming to talk to us about this.
It's a pleasure.
Glad you could join us as well. I'm Leslie Leyton.